Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to today's live stream. I'm really excited about this because this is really a lot of what I've done in the past, and Mozart is just amazing. So, we're going to talk today about how to sing Mozart. I'm going to sing something for you, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the very specifics of classical period, which Mozart is a really good example for classical period music. And when it comes to singing, if you want to sound more amazing, there's much more to the music than just singing the right pitches. It's also about really our music now is really based on a lot of the principles. So if you understand how to sing properly and do a good Mozart piece, you have a lot in place, because all the musicality and the phrasing, it will make a lot more sense to you. In Mozart, everything is basically all the fluff is stripped away. It's straight to the point. There's no space for inaccuracies. It's just no fluff, just to the point. No sliding and slurring, clean, and you have to have control. Your voice is very exposed because there's not a lot of movement sometimes, in the sense of, you can do you have a lot of freedom what to do between pitches. Like later in time, when we get to the Romantic period, it's very emotional just because of the fact that you have all these portamenti, you're bending the pitches and how you connect. There's a lot of freedom there. You have freedom of artistic expression in classical period music, like in a Mozart or a Haydn or something like that. But it's all about here. If you can sing Mozart, and then you could sing anything, really. It's because of that level of control you need. Your voice is basically naked. Anything that is not absolutely controlled will be very exposed. It's like naked, really. So let me say hi to everyone who's here live, and then we're going to get started because I have a lot to cover. I will have an example of a piece, actually a couple, because I wanted to talk about two very different kind of aspects. Nancy, hi. If you can do me a favor, so Nancy, you're watching from YouTube. I think YouTube doesn't have a problem with that. If you are watching from Facebook, then it would be helpful if you went to the Facebook app where you're watching, and there should be something that along the lines of giving me permission to see your name, because I am streaming from a third-party software. And otherwise, I will only see, when you have your comments, I will only see Facebook user, but I would like to see your name. And you have to give the app a permission to tell me what your name is. But I think YouTube doesn't have that problem. YouTube automatically shows me. So Nancy's here. Wow, you take care of your grandbabies today and will not be able to watch live. You were here, maybe you're not here anymore. You can, will this be recorded? Yes, absolutely. You can watch it after I go off from the live stream. It'll be here. It'll be here on YouTube and on Facebook. So wherever you're watching from. I know some people are more active on YouTube and some are more on Facebook. Okay, let me get started. I'm a Mozart girl. I can say that. I have a lighter voice. I'm a soubrette. A soubrette is usually, she sings the more the youthful, happy, bright girls. I also do coloraturas. I'm also doing lyric coloratura soprano. But here's the thing. So in Mozart, in a lot of classical period opera, there will be kind of two aspects of singing opera. There will be the recitativos, which is more like the moving along of the storyline, and then the arias. The arias are more it's almost like the moment is frozen, and they're all all these thoughts and feelings and things going on. It's more of an expression of, what's happening inside of someone. Whereas the recitativo, that's usually when actions and things are happening. That doesn't mean in arias there's not anything happening. But in opera, that's usually kind of the recitativos move along. There's a lot of talking and chatter going on. And the arias are more like, a lot of things repeat in an aria. And it's really about one theme or a thought or a feeling, something like that. So even duets, there are a lot of times it's about something. The recitativo. So let's talk about the recitativos. There are two kinds of recitativos. There is the recitativo accompagnato, which means it's accompanied with, by the orchestra. And I will show you one of those. And there's also the pure recitativo, which is usually just a harpsichord, and when you do a recitativo with an orchestra, the conductor and you really have to have eye contact, or you have to kind of work together. And as a singer, it is your job to make it very obvious, where you're going. You can't just do. The phrasing, you have to do it in a way that it's very clear, because for the orchestra to start playing, the conductor first has to do this. So it takes like a second or so. So you have to work together. You have to, with your breath, with your vibrato, with the phrasing. That's how you signal to the conductor, when is the downbeat coming up again? And the recitativos are not in metronomical time. There's dum, 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 dum. So it's not like a strict counting like metronomical. It's kind of very free. So let me show you. Actually go ahead. I'm going to show you one of the well-known recitativos that are with orchestra. I should have pulled it up before. I had it up and then I pulled up something different. So, Devieni non tardar. That is a very famous aria from Le Nozze di Figaro, The Marriage of Figaro. And I'm going to show you the recitativo, and then I'm going to talk about what is really important. What I want you to pay attention to is the phrasing. I'm not just dum. I'm phrasing it almost like I'm talking, because when I'm talking, there are some syllables that are I'm emphasizing, and then some are lighter and move along. Okay? Wait, I need to kind of go back to the beginning. Okay, here we go. It's kind of slow. Some conductors take it faster. Giunse al fin il momento che godrò senza affanno in braccio all'idol mio. It's really hard when there's not a conductor, because I'm not seeing when is anything moving. Normally I give the pace. Timide core, uscite dal mio petto, a turbar non venite il mio diletto. Oh, come par che all'amoroso fuoco l'amenità del loco l'otterrà e il ciel risponda. Kind of have to move like the accompaniment. Come la notte I furti miei seconda. It's really hard to do this. So let me go back. So the beginning is, let me go. So it's giunse al fin del momento. So the first step you want to take when you practice any recitativo, don't even do the pitches yet. Look at how would the words flow. Giunse al fin del momento. Da-da-dum, da-da-dum-dum. And that's exactly how it's written out. And the reason why it's written out like that, I should actually go ahead and share my screen, right? Because you want to see, I want you to see the actual, let me share my screen. Okay, you should be able now, let me actually maximize this. You should be able to see the actual sheet music. So you can see this. Giunsi al fin del momento. I'm wrong again. Get the right key again. Giunsi al fin del momento. Can you see how this is written exactly like it would be spoken? Giunsi al fin del momento che godrò senza affanno in braccio all'idol mio. So we still can't take it literally. So like, it's not literally a 16th and an eighth and a quarter. It's not metronomical. It's very, very rubato. So a lot of, sometimes a little moving along faster and sometimes slowing down a bit. But what's very important, we have to kind of know when is the orchestra coming in? When are those downbeats happening? And what's happening in between? Usually it's like there are some parts where we have to be together, and then there's dum something in between, and then we have to be together again, and then there's dum. And sometimes the orchestra has like, something when I'm not singing, like here in the beginning, giunto al fine un momento, and so on. Sorry. Hold on. I need to message my daughter because she didn't realize. I did tell her that I'm live, but she's messaging me and I can't. Okay. So really important to, it needs to sound like, why is it still? I thought, why? It needs to sound like you're talking and not, giunsi al fin il momento che godrò senza affanno in braccio all'idol mio. It's not how anyone would speak. Excuse me. I need to close this app. Okay. Sorry about that. We need to sound like we're moving along. You don't want to hang there. Like you're talking. Giunsi al fin il momento che godrò senza affanno. Ugh. They wanted to. In braccio all'idol mio. Literally, whatever you're saying, it's like you're talking. And now this is my thoughts. The music reflects what I'm thinking. Oh, okay. Timide code uscite dal mio petto, a turbar non venite il mio diletto. So it's really all about the phrasing. The phrasing shows everything, okay? I actually don't want to hang out on this too much. I did not practice any, just like a plain, I didn't find any accompaniment tracks for a plain recitativo. But there are recitativos in an opera, like in this opera, for example, a lot. Let's see. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen so you can see me. Hi, there, I'm back. Okay. I want to actually go ahead and move to an aria, and I'm going to use a different aria. This was kind of like just a very fast overview over a recitativo. Now we're going to do L'ho perduta, me meschina. And this is from the same opera, different character. This is Barbarina, and she's really worried because she has lost a brooch, right? Like a piece of jewelry, and she has lost it. Why is that already playing? So I'm going to sing this to you, and then we're going to break it down, okay? Let me actually turn on a little bit of reverb. I think that'll be nice. It's very sad. l'ho perduta me meschina, oh, chissà dove sarà. Non la trovo, oh, non la trovo, meschinella perduta, oh, chissà dove sarà. E mia cugina, il padron, cosa dirà? Cosa dirà? It's kind of really hard. This at the end, everyone kind of will do their own kind of little thing. So now let's break it down. It's a very sad, it's a really cute little aria. It's very nice. And so I'm going to share my screen with you again so you can actually see the sheet music. Let me actually say hi to everyone. Hi, hi, hi. France, North Carolina, Viviane, Travis, Sherry. Hi, Sherry. Good to have you here. Upstate New York. Gretchen Myers from Central New York. Hello from Montana. Deborah from Ohio. Giakalis from Greece, Thessaloniki. Nice. It's the 3 fingers. Philippines, Aria. And then we have, thank you, beautiful. And his apple. Okay, I'm his apple. All right, let's break it down. I haven't sung these things in forever, but sometimes when I sing these, I want to sing them all the time. I'm not in practice a lot with my opera singing. So I'm going to share my screen so you can actually see. And I'm going to maximize this. I'm just using these backing tracks. Okay, let's look at this. Phrasing is so important. And in Mozart, there is no sliding. There is very legato. Legato is very connected. It's so important to be very, very connected. So, but there's not l'ho perduta me meschina. No sliding. Always Mozart is no sliding. Very direct, very clean, and to the point. And that's actually, yeah. L'ho perduta. See how I'm phrasing. I'm again singing it like I would actually speak it. L'ho perduta. So the ta at the end is short. I'm not hanging on. I also have to get in a breath. Well, I don't have to. I don't breathe here. L'ho perduta me meschina. But the point is, what you don't want to do is l'ho perduta me meschina, a chissà dove sarà, a chissà dove sarà. No, we wanna have lightness, and Mozart is not about singing huge, gigantic, big old voices. It's about beauty, it's about accuracy, and it's about impeccable, execution. So, l'ho perduta me meschina. Let me see. Can I scale? I want to get the sheet music. It's not scrolling unless I play it. Okay, wait. There? Where? I just wanted to show you the second page. Here. A chissà dove sarà. Can you see my mouse cursor? A chissà dove sarà. And always remember, what is a phrase? A chissà dove sarà. So I want to gravitate every other measure. It's a little heavier on the next one. So da-yum, da-dum, da da yum da dum, da 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 da. Chissà dove sarà. Non la trovo. See how it's absolutely like I would speak it. I don't say non la trovo. It's like non la trovo. And that phrasing toward like the end being light, very important in Mozart. Again, let me show you what I mean here. Okay, I think this is where I started because it sounds the same when the piano starts and when I start. Chissà dove sarà. Chissà dove sarà. So again, it's not dum da dum da dum. There's more of like a 2-measure unit here. Chissà dove sarà. It wants to, like, this is the arch over this phrase. Chissà dove sarà. And did you notice how that last pitch, you don't want to just hang on and cut it off at the end. You want to kind of taper it off because it's like every pitch that lasts any amount of time, really, you don't just want to start and finish and leave it flat, like meaning there's nothing happening dynamically. You want something to happen all the time, really. See how I'm not chissà dove sarà, sarà. And again, it's not like there's any right or wrong. You could do it differently. Chissà dove sarà. You could, but the thing is that it gravitates, chissà dove sarà. There's an arrival point. You could either emphasize and then taper off, or actually taper off. Okay, let's continue on. And then it goes like... Oh, wait a minute. I missed it. It's a little hard when you're working with the accompaniment. Non la trovo. So it's like, it's not non la trovo. Don't think individual pitches. You want to think phrase. Non la trovo. So it's not always that the high pitch is louder and the lower pitches are a little less, intense. This is not how it goes. Non la trovo. Non la trovo. Okay? Also, you want to pay attention to what the accompaniment does. I mean, it's almost like you're taking turns with it. So it's like sometimes you are the focus and sometimes the piano is the focus. See how like the melody kind of takes turns between piano and voice. Non la trovo. Non la trovo. Operata meschinella. Chissà dove sarà. So again, it's the phrase, and I want to keep that tension throughout the phrase. Like, it's like that. Chissà dove sarà. So I'm keeping this tension all the way to the end. Really, what you want to do, especially like this is for a soprano, usually that is where it begins being a little difficult, like anything below like a G4 is challenging because it's quite low. It's on the lower end of the head voice. And keeping bright resonance, but we don't want to get too dark. It's not about having a huge gigantic voice, because remember, during Mozart's time, the scenario was, it was kind of a small theater. He would compose usually for the court, for like all the kings and queens, right? That's where he worked. And all the noble people, all of the royalty, they came to these performances. So these were not gigantic theaters, maybe like in like Wagner. Don't think Wagner sound. Wagner is gigantic with a huge brass section, which is like it's loud. Mozart orchestras are kind of smallish like in comparison to later on, like when we come to the more romantic and then 20th century, it's more like it's almost like a chamber orchestra. So it's usually 2 first violins, 2 second violins, 2 first violas, 2 second violas, 1 cello, 1 double bass, maybe 2 celli sometimes, 1 horn, 1 oboe, 1 flute, depending on the parts that you need. But again, it's not like there are 8 horns and 5 trumpets and like whatever, It's not like there are 20 strings. It's just a lot smaller scale. So it's not about hugeness. It's not about having a loud voice. It's really about the small details, the beauty of it. Doesn't mean anything else that comes later than classical period is not about beauty, but it's just a whole different approach. Think smaller scale and intimacy. Okay? So let me... So again, it's like non la trovo. It's like, oh, I cannot find it. No, I cannot find it. She's really scared to death because she thinks she's going to get in huge trouble. Someone's going to kill her. Not literally, but she's in big trouble because she lost something very valuable. So it's really non la trovo. And it's written, Mozart was a true genius. You want to almost cry when you sing this and sound like you're very whiny, right? Like, non la trovo. So when you do these, it's just a half step up and down. So that in itself, the way it's composed, it sounds like it's very... and that's kind of what you want to communicate here. But you do that by being very, very, very legato. If I did non la trovo, that doesn't quite come across the same as really phrasing it and very connected. Non la trovo, non la trovo, non la trovo. Again, I said no sliding and slurring, but very connected. So first it's like, oh no, and now it's no. So that dissonant pitch you wanna dig in a bit and go against the grain here because it's like no la tro. When there is the resolve, it's when you want to lighten up actually. So another thing is when there's the end of a sentence. So for examples, it says non la trovo meschinella. It's like, I cannot find the brooch. Exclamation mark. You can definitely breathe here. It's a short time to breathe. Before the l'ho perduta, chissà dove sarà. Oh, but where is it? Where could it be? Okay, so it's like non la trovo meschinella. Breath. L'ho perduta, chissà dove sarà. Oh my God, what could it be? I'm going to get in the worst trouble of my life. This is a really young girl. This is a very young girl. And then she's like, oh my God. And my cousin, mia cugina, il padron. So it's cugina. That's how you would say it. And that's exactly how you sing it. Let's see if I can find this. Come on. Get me the next page. mio cugino. Again, it's those small intervals that come across as so whiny. It's not mio cugino. No sliding. It would sound so different. Mio cugino. Il padron. It would be permissible here to have less vibrato, because that would maybe express more whininess. Cosa dirò? Or cosa dirò? I mean, with or without vibrato on that shorter pitch. That is the freedom of artistic expression, but we want to think about what do the words mean and how is that put into music? How does the music communicate what the words want to communicate? And then that's your job as a singer. And then here at the end, usually someone does it's not really like a full-fledged cadenza, but we do a little ad-lib there. Because what it says here, it's really just usually this is not how it's sung. There's something else. There are different versions. Some do like I like to go up. Or something like that. I never sang that aria like in a performance because I was Susanna, not Barbarina. So what is the most important? So you could see me. Here you go. What is important is that you become aware of the musical phrasing. With Mozart, you will learn wonderful musicality. Listen to anything Mozart. It doesn't even have to be vocal music. Listen to someone playing a piano sonata or a concerto, anything, or a string quartet, anything by Mozart, or an oratorio like the Exsultate Jubilate or something like that. Anything Mozart, it's like the epitome of perfect musical phrasing, if it's executed correctly, if it's done exactly the way it's supposed to be. How does this matter in all the other music you do? Because it's exactly the same. When I go for example, when I was young, I never needed anyone, and making love was just for fun. Those days are gone. So there's phrasing. It's not living alone, I never needed anyone, and making love was just for fun. It doesn't sound good. When I was young, I never needed anyone. See how that is so much like Mozart. And it's not the only example. There's a lot there, especially ballads, of course. It will become much more musical if you apply all the principles that I just showed you to all of your singing. Now, some genres will have more expressive phrasing, and some genres will definitely, it's more like evened out. Like if you do some country or some pop, it isn't that pronounced, but keep that in the back of your mind. Even just the approach, there is a downbeat and there's somewhere where it wants to gravitate. I don't offer one-on-one sessions any longer. But what I did want to tell you about, you can get my course, How to Sing Opera. I have an actual course, How to Sing Opera, that I'm opening up this week and this week only. However, don't do it. Don't get that course. Why? Don't just buy that course. I'm offering that for $197. It's literally how to sing opera and all the details about it. But I would rather you think about getting into my online singing school, which is half the price. It's only $97 for a month of membership. And you get how to sing opera included. Not only that, you're also getting all my other courses, including Back to Basics, which is more than 70 videos, which covers every aspect about singing, including vowel placement, including vibrato, including breathing support, core, registers, transitions, mixed, all the things. But also, you're going to get access to our community, which is so cool because you can talk to other singers from all over the world. And we have a monthly coaching session where you can get coaching with me. If you show up live, I'll coach you right there. And if you cannot be there live, you can send me a video clip and I can give you all my feedback. That happens every month, first Wednesday of the month. We have our meeting. And if you go to masteryourvoice.tv/singing school, you can get into the online singing school and have access to how to sing opera and all my other courses, including the vocal warm-ups vault, where I collected a bunch of different warm-ups for all different scenarios, how to sing pop ballads also. But I think the community is the coolest thing about it. We have a Facebook group also from the online singing school. It's like unofficial because I'm not managing it. We have a couple of members of the online singing school who kind of moderate that. They requested to keep the Facebook group because they wanted just to it's easier to post like Smule and stuff on there. So a lot. If you want to be immersed in singing, the online singing school is a great place to be. And not only if you want to sing classically, but also if you want to sing any other genre you are into. So now let me actually go ahead and the sun is shining over there. It's so bright. It's just like crazy. So let me the glare even on my screen. Hi Gretje. Hello to the Netherlands. Von Zaandam. Awesome. Hi Nancy. Also from upstate New York. Hi Kathy. Of course, I know you already. Hello from Japan. Awesome. Tamara. Hello. I love Music Up My Life. That's a great name. How much is it cost? Yeah, I answered that question. I no longer offer one-on-one sessions because I focus, I have twins. They're turning 2 years old next Monday, and I have an older daughter. She's 11. So I have a lot of stuff to do. I'm not offering one-on-one sessions any longer because I have to really decide what is it that I want to focus on. And it's my online singing school. It's my vocal mastery lab and creating a bunch of YouTube content, which it does take up quite a bit of time. And I have 2 podcasts, a lot. You know what? Instead of having a one-on-one session with me, you can, of course, join the online singing school. And if for a month, it's $97. And if you show up for the group coaching session, you can get feedback from me. You can send me a clip ahead of time via email. Even if you are not going to be there live, I can talk about it and I can give you feedback. And I highly recommend that. That's a good way. And you could post in the community, not just get my feedback. Like in the community, I don't give feedback. I do that in the monthly coaching session. But you could also get feedback from all kinds of other singers, from all levels. There are very experienced singers and there are novices. There are all kinds of different singers in the community. And I think it's fun. You should consider that. And again, you can, if you do the monthly subscription to the online singing school, it's there's no commitment. You could also get the yearly, which then you get 2 months for free. You only pay for 10 months, but you get an entire year. We do have a monthly planner. We are just next month. My assistant and me, we just finished creating month 4. We have a monthly planner for singers where this is going to help you be organized. And we made it in a way that in 1 year, you can move through everything. We also have a roadmap inside of the online singing school. So you kind of have an order. Okay, this is what you start with, and then this and this and this. It can move through all 5 levels. It goes from all the way from novice to not to maestro to superstar. If you want to be the advanced ones. Yes, I write songs. I have a bunch of songs on my channel actually. If you go to my channel and then you could see my own songs, there are a bunch of them on here. any other questions related to Mozart and classical period singing. Hey, East Malaysia. Henrietta. Awesome. Henrietta. It's great. We have all time zones here today, except I didn't see anyone from Aussie land yet, from down under, because it is in the middle of the night for those. Yeah, it's great. I love hanging out. I will have more of these live streams here. I try at least once a month or twice a month, do some live streams on YouTube now where I teach something very, very specific. And yeah, I love singing. I love singing Mozart. Let's see if I can find what other pieces. There are some kick butt pieces that Mozart. Voi che sapete. It's also one of my favorites. But I'm not going to get into that. I have to. Yes, Kathy is actually a member of the online singing school. Thank you. So much is included. I know, like so much is included that we have actually just decided not every single week to create new content because I think it's a lot. But instead, we're thinking about going forward, we're going to give you more direction. Like, what is it that you need to do? Because you already have access to it all. Basically, really, all the resources you need are in there. Can you share a song idea with me? Okay. You mean like as in like what it's going to be about? Because musically, you can't really share anything. Okay. Go ahead. I have a couple minutes and then I have to wrap it up. Oh, you've been writing songs, but you don't sing so well. If you write your own songs, it would really be worth it to invest in your singing. Because unless your plan is to have other singers sing your songs, which there are a lot of composers who do that. They just write songs for other singers. The tune, you can't share the tune with me here. How do you think that a person's voice changes over time from childhood to adulthood? And do you think that a young singer should not stress their voice with certain opera songs? Oh, that's a big topic. Let me just very quickly answer that. Your voice will actually change all the time. It doesn't stop changing. It doesn't just stay where it is. It'll continue to change. Now, of course, the biggest change is like when you're going through puberty, anything like from childhood to adulthood. Those 10 years, let's say like between maybe like 12 and 22, that's a big change. But it does change a lot through your lifetime. As a woman especially, you get pregnant, tons of hormones change, but even like just because as long as your body changes, your voice will also continue to change with that. However, you will adjust. It's not like it's a good or bad thing. It's just what it is. And you just go with it. As if you have good technique, you will master all those changes. And through the changes, you will keep good technique and keep a healthy voice and still be able to sing anything you want to sing. Disclaimer. That doesn't mean you should sing everything. Mozart is usually considered a really safe kind of repertoire for especially beginners and young singers because of the fact that it's not about having a huge, gigantic voice and you're not pushing. There are some repertoire that is just too demanding for beginners or young singers. Also, there's repertoire that could just be the entirely wrong repertoire for your voice type. So if, for example, I'm a sobrat, I don't have a huge voice. It's a lighter, brighter voice. So I shouldn't be singing anything like Traviata. That's not me. It's very dramatic. And it's like, I also don't sing the Queen of the Night because that's a dramatic color to a soprano. Again, it's the color, the size, and the weight of the voice. You have to choose something that's appropriate. A lot of Mozart is quite safe. So, for example, Voi che sapete is actually for a mezzo, but there's no problem. A soprano singing it is just fine for practice. Because of the way it's composed, It's very safe. Yes, I do have Instagram, but usually my team checks that. And yeah, you could we get a lot of emails every single day, and like a lot of people want feedback. You can I can't just go into detail. I can't go into detail and give every single person. Like if everyone sends me all these videos and clips, I really want to help everyone, but my time is limited. I can't just give feedback to every single person. I hope you understand that. And yes, I do have Instagram. You can send a DM. If I can't promise that I will, give you the feedback there. You know what? I don't do contract work. I would have to listen to the song, and what about the production? Yeah, it's a 30-second hook, so it's not. Is it not a song? Is it like more of a jingle, or what is it? Yeah, just send me a DM. I'm going to have to wrap it up, everyone. Thank you so much. And thanks for hanging out today. And I would love to see you in the online singing school. If you want to invest in your voice, this is a great way to do it, because it's not just because I know that like there's a lot of information available out there, but to have some guidance of like, okay, what is it that is relevant? Where should I start and how to continue? And then having that community aspect, I think that's awesome. It's a lot of fun just to talk to others who are in the same boat, because a lot of people around you don't understand. They're like, what? A lot of people think, why are you taking voice lessons? You either can sing or you can't. It's a very common thing, but no one would tell you that if you were taking piano lessons. They were like, oh, cool, good for you. Piano lessons, awesome. Maybe in a couple years, you can play a couple pieces. And it's the same with singing. You can definitely learn it. Everyone can learn how to sing. You can improve. Everyone can improve. Everyone. Okay. Thank you for hanging out, and I hope to see you on the inside. Bye-bye.